whatever their particular religious belief or whatever their persuasion or their interest in a spiritual matter may be, because they're human, for them, and it probably is right, that is the right road or the right path. They have found it, or they've been led into it, and quite naturally, because it helps them, and it gives them a peace or a tranquility of spirit, it's good for them. I'd be the last to try to change them or take anything away from them. But it's not until you begin to realize, like I have, and other souls over here, the immensity of life, how stupid it is to narrow the confines of your mind to the limitations of any particular religious belief or persuasion. They are all little drops in the ocean of experience, and it's not until you've been here and you've experienced and witnessed many things and your eyes have been opened to the tremendous possibilities of life in all its varying degrees and forms that you begin to wish that people on earth could see more clearly how necessary and essential it is for them above all else to be unshackled and unchained, to be free to think and to contemplate, to open their hearts and their minds to wisdom and truth in its many aspects. It's like a diamond that's uncut. It's got many facets to it. It's got a tremendous brilliance. And if only you can realize that it is this realization that all life is one. It doesn't matter whether you are on this planet or that planet, or this sphere or that sphere, whether you are born into your world under circumstances which are difficult or appalling, or whether you're born into a very rich family and inherit the earth in a sense, as you might say. All the creatures of creation, no matter who they are, what they are, or what aspect of life they take, or what shape, or what form, it is the same animating spirit of all life that is giving you your aspect of self. You yourself are like a minute piece of, well, like a grain of sand in the deserts of time, and yet each grain is important to the rest. Each grain helps to form the desert, and even in the desert great things can grow. What I want to say, and what I want to clarify if I can, is that everyone is important. Everyone has aspects of the Godhead. Everyone has the power within themselves to assimilate even more of this power and of this spirit and of this realization and of this knowledge, and can become so much more evolved, so much more conscious, so much more aware. But you must never ever allow yourself to be narrowed down or fettered, or to think for 1 second that your particular brand of religion or belief is the beginning and the end. It can never be that. I mean, Christ came into the world to set an example, to show a path, to show a way, like all the great teachers and the prophets. And they realized the potential within man. They realized the power of the Spirit, which was the eternal force of all good, which is the life-giving force, which is eternal, which nothing can destroy or take away. Death cannot separate nor divide. And the whole point is that Christ knew these things. He expounded these things. He demonstrated these things, as indeed did many of the great prophets. But they realized that the world, the material world, is only the cradle. It's not the be-all and the end-all. You grow out of it. And if only people can see the immensity of all this, they wouldn't narrow themselves down or prejudice themselves. Their love would be an all-expanding love, embracing all peoples of all nationalities, and even beyond worlds such as yours. and they see that every part in creation has its place and its purpose, that everything that lives is part of you. You destroy a spider, in a sense you're partly destroying yourself. People don't understand this. They look upon, for instance, a gnat or a flea or what, as something, well, that has no right to exist. But everything that is brought into being has life. It has an animating some aspect of self. It's not the outer covering. You see, this is where man makes the mistake. He thinks of himself purely as physical. It's not the physical that's important. It's a shell, it's a covering, it's a house through which you express aspects of God, aspects of the power of the divine, aspects of yourself as you know yourself or think you know yourself, or as you've grown to some extent by experience. But the point is that you cannot destroy anything. Man thinks he destroys and often desires to destroy. But when he destroys something, in some sense or shape or form, or in some way or other, he's destroying himself. Until you have the universal realization of these things, that all life is part of the divine plan, that you cannot escape from it any more than you can escape from yourself. When you do an injury to someone else, you are injuring yourself. You're often injuring yourself more than you're injuring the other person. People just can't comprehend these things. I mean, if only you can see with a vision of the Spirit, and if you could live in harmony in the trinity of the Spirit and the psychic and the material, when you are blended in complete love and harmony, in adjustment, then you begin to perceive, then you begin to breathe and live and have a realization of what it's all about. People are seeking, striving, struggling, and they don't quite know which way to go. Some go this way, some go that. Some find something which helps them. But no one has a universal truth, of course, because the universal truth is too immense for one mind or in one period of time to be grasped. You can only have a minute little dust piece of it, but one day you'll understand more fully that there's so much to all this. All you can ever hope to do, of course, is to follow that which you have been given to the best of your ability, but all the time realize that it is only a minute part of the great whole,